Today we are answering, how safe is anonymous browsing? Can someone find out your real IP address? Can you visit blocked websites with it? And what else should you know before you try any of these services? Stay tuned and let's get started. We all know that when we open a website, our devices send out a request to that site's server, which then sends back the requested data in the form of the web page that we see in our browsers. That request, however, also contains some information about us and where we are, like NordVPN. Proton VPN also uses the OpenVPN protocol and 256-bit encryption. It also won't track your activity or store any logs. Plus, it doesn't have bandwidth limits either. Proton VPN has no data caps and it doesn't keep any logs of your activity. There are a number of browsers that claim to keep your browsing history private. Can someone find your real IP address if you use anonymous browsing? In fact, that's one of the main reasons why people use anonymous browsing in the first place. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. By using a VPN, you can access content that would normally be unavailable to you. All you need to do is connect to a server in a country where the website is UNT blocked, and you should be good to go. The answer is yes, but it's not exactly easy to do. Even then, most of the methods require you to be on very bad terms with whoever is trying to find your IP address. Basically, if somebody wants to find your real IP address, they will probably need a warrant to get your ISP to hand it over. Even if they do get your ISP to comply though, there is still a chance that your IP address could be different by then. This is because many VPNs will change your IP address every time you disconnect and reconnect to the VPN server. Now, there are some VPNs out there that allow you to get a static IP address. With these VPNs, you'll always get the same IP address, unless you specifically ask for a different one. Static IP addresses are great if you want to access geo-blocked content, because websites will recognize you as being in the same location every time you visit them. However, they are that great for maintaining anonymity online, because it'll be easier for people to track you across the web. They usually do that by preventing the browser from saving your browsing history. Most of these browsers also block third-party cookies, which is good if you want to prevent advertisers from tracking you across the web. While these browsers are good at keeping your browsing history private, they don't really do anything to keep you safe on the internet. Any website you visit will still be able to track your IP address, and they can also see which links you click on and which files you download. Some of these browsers also route your traffic through a proxy server, which does provide some anonymity, but that proxy server operator can still see everything you do. Using a standard VPN, on the other hand, will encrypt your traffic, and it will also hide your IP address. This makes it much harder to track you across the web, and it will also protect you from malicious actors who might be trying to steal your information. Some VPNs also have a kill switch feature, which will prevent any data leaks if the VPN connection drops. In addition to that, VPNs usually offer a variety of protocols and servers to choose from. This gives you more control over your online privacy, and it will also allow you to access geo-blocked content. Atlas VPN, on the other hand, has both monthly and yearly data caps depending on which plan you choose, but it also doesn't log your activity, and it has a number of useful security features. Both of these options are excellent if you're looking for something that won't cost you anything. Proton VPN allows you to connect up to 10 devices simultaneously, and it comes with a variety of protocols to choose from. However, only the secure core network uses the aforementioned 256-bit encryption. It also has a special feature called the Tor over VPN feature, which routes your standard traffic through the Tor network. This can improve your anonymity, but it will also slow down your internet speed quite a bit. Proton VPN can unblock Netflix, BBC, iPlayer, Hulu, and other streaming services. Just like NordVPN, you'll simply need to connect to a different server to access geo-restricted content. In addition to that, it can also unblock torrenting websites. Proton VPN has special servers for peer-to-peer activities. However, there are bandwidth limits in place on these servers. If you don't mind that, then you should be good to go. On the other hand, if you don't want to limit your download speeds, then you can just connect to a regular server and torrent as usual. Unfortunately, Proton VPN doesn't offer dedicated IP addresses. It did in the past, but this feature was removed in March 2023. The reason given was that most users didn't really use it. The removal of this feature means that your IP address will change every time you disconnect and reconnect to the VPN server. While this is good if you want to maintain your anonymity online, it does mean that you won't be able to access geo-restricted content that relies on your IP address staying the same. Proton VPN also allows you to connect to Onion services through its VPN servers. To do this, you'll need to enable the Tor over VPN feature that we talked about earlier. Once that's done, you should be able to access the hidden services without any problems. Every device has a unique IP address that can be used to identify that device. Like the previous entries on this list, Surfshark also uses 256-bit encryption and the OpenVPN protocol. It allows you to connect an unlimited number of devices simultaneously. One of the main benefits of Surfshark is its speed. It consistently ranks among the fastest VPNs around, which means you'll never have to worry about slow loading times. Surfshark also has a number of protocols to choose from. WireGuard is the default protocol, but you can also switch to OpenVPN if you prefer that one instead. There's also a special WireGuard protocol called ChaCha20 that you can use for faster speeds. Surfshark can be used to unblock torrents as well. Surfshark can be used to access geo-restricted content. All you need to do is connect to a different server, and you should be able to access the content you want to see. It's worth noting though that Surfshark's streaming capabilities were nerfed quite a bit in late 2022. Even though you can still access most geo-blocked content, some services like BBC iPlayer are a bit finicky and might require additional configuration to work properly. Lastly, Surfshark also allows you to access Onion services through its VPN servers. All you need to do is connect to a server in one of the countries where Onion services are blocked, and you should be good to go. ISPs can often see which sites you visit by tracking this IP address. ISPs can also sometimes share their customers' data with authorities if they are compelled to do so. This is why some people choose to use anonymous browsing services. They mask their IP addresses to prevent anyone from knowing which sites they visit. But how well do they do that? Let's take a look at some of the most popular ones. First things first, what even is anonymous browsing? It also features 256-bit encryption on both the data you send and receive, so it will keep your online activity anonymous. But it does more than that. It will allow you to access geographically restricted content simply by choosing a different server location. This means you can unblock Netflix, BBC, iPlayer, Hulu, or any other streaming service you may want to access. NordVPN also has a number of servers specifically optimized for these are P2P friendly, and many of them are located in countries without data retention laws, making them ideal for downloading torrents anonymously. NordVPN can be used to access blocked websites too. Simply connect to a server in a country where the website is unblocked, and you should be able to access it without any issues. For example, you could connect to a US server to access Library, Genesis, or you could try a Dutch server for the Pirate Bay. You could even access Facebook from China by connecting to a server in Japan. Torrents and file sharing aside, it's also good to know that NordVPN offers dedicated IP and Onion over VPN features. Dedicated IP means that you'll always get the same IP address whenever you connect to a specific server. Onion over VPN, on the other hand, lets you access the dark web through your VPN. Both features come with their own pros and cons, but they can certainly come in handy depending on your needs. NordVPN is one of the best VPNs. It allows you to connect up to 6 devices simultaneously with just one subscription. NordVPN uses the industry standard OpenVPN protocol. Proton VPN is a pretty good choice for anonymous browsing too. Surfshark is another VPN that provides great value for its users. If you're looking for a free alternative, Proton VPN and Atlas VPN are both excellent choices. But what about anonymous web browsers? Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Lastly, can you visit blocked websites using anonymous browsing? Yes, absolutely. We hope we answered your questions today. What do you think about anonymous browsing? Do you use it yourself? Let us know in the comments below.